Hi. Okay, here we go. We're modeling and we're learning how to use the different tools as well. We're learning how to use the cutting tool, which is still pretty new. That loop tool and a lot of tools to me are new in this Cinema 4D program. So they're very helpful, and I think learning how to use the loop tool and the cutting tool is great. So I'm going to turn back on. Actually, what am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to go ahead and, with my live selection, just back on the regular live selection tool and not the rectangular selection. I'm just going to move these back. You can kind of see that these guys, oops, hold down shift to select and to add to the selection. And then, yeah. And I'm just going to slide those ones back on the Z a little ways and straighten that up again. Straighten that up a bit. That looks great. And I'm going to turn my holder back on to give me an idea of where these polygons are at on this edge. And actually I'm going to go ahead and select these. Now I have all of the ones on the head selected, and I'm going to grab the C and I'm going to pull that back a little bit. There we go. Okay, cool. Awesome. Alright then, we're doing great. So, we talked about in our videos to stay low poly. And we're going to be moving quickly on to why we can stay in low poly and how that all works. So, clicking just this guy, I'm going to move him just a little. And I think we're doing great. We're doing awesome. I'm all happy with this now that we're finally getting somewhere. It felt like, I don't know, maybe I was going the wrong way, but I just kept going. So I think what I want to do is I want to select these guys on this edge again and make sure that I have all of them selected. I think I do. And then I'm going to get on the rotate tool. I'm going to rotate that loop of polygon points just a little bit, like this, a little bit more. And then get on that scale tool and scale that a little bit. Scale it up, then move it up like that. There we go. Move that. And then I'm going to move it this way a little bit. Back down. Are we having fun? Of course we are. We're having loads of fun. I love to talk, and I love talking to you. And I want to encourage you that you're doing a great job. You're awesome. So I'm going to scale that down just a tad bit like that. And then move it. So you don't have to, of course, do what I'm doing in demo, but I hope you're learning. You're learning a lot. And I am every day. I'm learning, and I think that I want to get on the live selection tool and just grab that guy at the bottom and move him back. He got kind of. But the less polygons we have to begin with to lay out our base structure, the better off we are, because it's easier to edit those areas, and then we can always put on, we're going to learn about putting on this guy, a subdivision surface. And there's other ways to make to subdivide the polys to make him smoother, but especially in game design we stay with low poly. We always stay with low polys because the other programs can do smoothing, and it's just so much easier to manage and manipulate your character while you're modeling out so much of just the base structure of your human or your creature. And then once you get to the end and you have things set really the way you want them, then you can have the base model saved out as one file, and then save another file, and then start adding and do the save incremental file, save, and then file, save, incremental, and you have backup copies to edit. And when you start weighting your object, we're going to learn about that right away, because we're going to weight this little guy and make sure that he has cuts and the right areas where he's going to be moving, his head, his joints, his neck. So the best way to think about that, if you're new at all this, is just move your arms or your fingers or your neck and think about, okay, some of the things you never think about. Oh, my arm really doesn't move as far as I thought it did, or wow, right? Thank God there's limitations, because if there weren't, I'd be editing and modeling and weighting these characters forever. And some people are very flexible. And with 3D animation, like we know, our superhero fantasy characters can be quite flexible. Alright, so we're learning a lot and having fun, and it will all benefit you in ways you probably don't even imagine. So keep practicing, keep working hard, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.